What can I do when I'm in an exam or right before I take the exam and my level of anxiety is so high that it's actually impairing my ability to perform the way that I know that I should? So imagine this. You've studied for a very long time. In the case of a lot of people, they've studied for years when it comes to like medical school and you sit for the step one exam that you study for so long, everybody already knows you're taking the test. Everybody's telling you that it's going to be okay. Don't worry about that. You'll do fine. You're going to become a doctor, and there's a lot of pressure already on you to do well in this exam. And then when you start thinking about all the history and everybody's eyes on you, that it just increases the amount. So where you're in the exam, you feel like you're falling behind. You're trying to average a question every, say, minute and a half, and you feel like you're scaling behind, and you just become so overwhelmed that you just know things aren't going well in your favor. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a 3-word phrase that I like to use not only to reduce anxiety across the board, whether it's test anxiety or in other spaces, but it's actually going to reduce that level of anxiety that's going to bring you back into the moment, that you're going to put yourself in the best position to be successful. So there's a couple ways to look at anxiety, and honestly, when it comes to that and how that relates to the exams is, it's not a matter of information. You have the information. It's a matter of retrieval of this information. And when the body feels that it's in a state of fear or a state of panic, it's going to shut that down. And you're just not going to function to that level. So there's two ways to look at this. The one that I'm going to focus in on is that break the glass moment. And it's that 3-word phrase I want you to use immediately in that moment that's going to kind of bring you back into the current moment, which is the only moment that you have. There's a second avenue that I think it's important, and that's more of the long-term fix, and that's really done through attunements and kind of breaking down whether the origin of this anxiety, is it more based in just your personal history? Is there something in there to where that your entire self-worth is based on the outcome of this exam? Or at least that's the way it feels. There's also a sense of, when someone's kind of born with an inherent anxiety, is there something else there? And that's really where I like to take the curiosity. But for the purpose of this video and to have that, and again, I like to call it the break the glass moment, I want you to do this 3-word phrase, and it's, I am here. Now, you have to understand really what that means. When you say I am here, it's taking you out of the past. It's also taking you out of the future and bringing you back into this current moment. Because a lot of where anxiety comes from is it's a fear. It's a fear potentially of the future. And when you're thinking of the future, you might as well be there, and your body doesn't know the difference. It's feeling the tension of, and you're playing that what if game. The same thing applies if you're having, say, depression symptoms and all that, and you're in the past, and that's where kind of depression comes from, or even the shame and depression when you're sitting in the past. So having that ability to really focus on that statement of I am here, I am here, I am here. But you have to truly believe and understand what that means. Is when you say I am here in this one eternal moment, and I am in my knowing in that moment. I'm not in the past, I'm not in the future, I am here, I am here, I am here. Now you can expand on that down the road, but for now, that's going to be your statement. And you want to say that 3 times, because when you say something 3 times, and you can apply this to different areas too, is number one, the first time you choose it. The second time you say something, you're essentially saying, I accept it. And the third time, you're embodying it. So what I like to do this, and I do it daily as well. If my mind shifts, if I'm about ready to go see a patient, or I'm going to handle something, and I find myself thinking of something negative and all the scenarios that could happen, I essentially tell myself, I am here, I am here, I am here, I am here in this moment. And again, it takes me from the past, takes me away from the future, and brings me into this moment. Because again, and I'll reiterate this, first of all, your self-worth isn't all based on this exam that you're taking, but you got to put yourself in the best position to be successful. And again, it's not a matter of knowledge. You have the knowledge. You've studied a very long time for this. but it's being able to access that. And if you can reduce that level of tension in that moment, then you have the best chance of